I'm Chelsea, and this is Better Balance for Seniors. Hi everyone, today I'm going to lead you through some exercises to help you improve your posture and a little bit of balance as well. Make sure you have some sturdy shoes on, get some water, and check your blood pressure, and let's get started. We're going to start standing up. Okay, relax your arms down by your side. And I just want you to warm up your shoulders. As you inhale, you're gonna elevate the shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze them as hard as you can, and then as you exhale, drop the shoulders all the way down. Okay, so we're gonna inhale, squeeze as tight as you can, exhale, relax. Again, inhale, squeeze, 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 and exhale, relax. Inhale. This is a great way to relieve stress. As we get more and more stressed, you'll notice your shoulders tend to hike up, and this is a great way to release some of that tension on every exhale, just relaxing those shoulders down. We're gonna do 3 more. Inhale, squeeze those shoulders up nice and high, and then relax. Deep breath in, big squeeze here, and relax the shoulders all the way down. Last one, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze really hard, and relax. Good, release some of that tension. Now I want you to bring both your arms straight out in front of you, palms facing each other. We're gonna work on some scapular retraction, which is just a fancy way of saying we're gonna work on squeezing your shoulders back. Now, as you squeeze your shoulders back, I want you to try not to elevate them, keep them away from your ears, and we're just gonna relax and then squeeze those shoulder blades together. I'm gonna turn so that you can see a side view. You can just stay right where you are, but it's gonna look like this. Squeeze and relax, and squeeze and relax, and squeeze and relax. It's just a small movement here. Try to keep your spine as long as you can. Squeeze and relax. 3 more. Squeeze those shoulders back and relax. Again, squeeze like you're squeezing something in between your shoulder blades, and relax. Last one, squeeze back and relax. Now, if you have some weights nearby, go ahead and grab them. You don't need them, but they can be helpful for an added strengthening challenge. We're gonna do some rows next. So I want you to have a slight bend in your knees. You're gonna hinge forward at your hips. Notice my spine is still straight. I'm not rounding my spine. I'm keeping my spine nice and long, chest is lifted. From this position, my arms are slightly out in front, and I'm gonna pull the elbows back and then relax them forward, okay? Pull the elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then relax them forward. Keep looking straight ahead as you squeeze and relax. We got 10 of these. Squeeze and relax and squeeze. Here's 5. Don't round that spine. Keep that spine nice and long and strong. And relax and squeeze and relax. Here's 8. You're doing great. Here's 9. Keep that chin up. And 10. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. You can go ahead and put those weights down. And now we're gonna separate our feet nice and wide, and I want you to work on some weight shifting, okay? So we're gonna shift weight just by moving the hips side to side. And as you're moving your hips side to side, can you bring more attention into where the weight is shifting? It should feel really heavy in one leg and then really heavy in the other leg. I'm adding a slight bend of my knee now. And then I want you to start offloading one foot as you lean to one side by lifting the heel. Shift your weight, lift the opposite heel, hold here. Shift the weight, lift the heel, hold. Shift the weight, lift the heel, hold. Couple more just like that. You're doing great. This is a good exercise to help you get really comfortable with shifting your weight, because in reality, that's what we're doing constantly all day long, but we just might not be paying attention. So it's really good to bring some awareness into where your weight is shifting and where your balance is. We're gonna kick things up a notch here. And now you've gotten comfortable putting your weight in one leg. So we're gonna lean all the way to one side as you lift the opposite leg, nice and slow. Lean and lift. Lean and lift. You can always do this with a counter in front of you. Safety is key, so make sure you have something to hold on to should you need it. Couple more, here's 7, 3 more to go. Lift, lean, lift, and hold. And 1 more, lean, lift, and hold. Come back down, that was great. Now we're going to shift the weight, rocking forward and back. So I want you to take a really big step forward with 1 foot. And it's going to be more challenging the more narrow your stance. Less challenging, widen your stance, okay? So if you're ready, I want you to shift all of your weight forward into your front foot. So your back heel is gonna lift as you push the weight forward. And then you're gonna lean your hips back and lift your front toes as high as you can. So we're strengthening the ankles with this exercise and also practicing shifting your weight back and forth, okay? Try to keep that nice straight spine, nice elongated posture here. And don't forget to breathe. Lift those toes as high as you can. Come all the way forward. Weight is in the front foot. Shift the weight back into your back leg. Lift those toes. And a couple more here. We're gonna just go nice and slow. You can adjust the level of challenge at any time by adjusting your foot positioning. And we are gonna do 1 more and then pause and just hold. Okay, so now both feet are flat on the floor. You can bring them slightly closer if you want. Pause and hold here. I want you to make sure your hips are square, facing directly forward. Okay, and now from here, squeeze your glutes. Place your arms out directly in front of you, palms facing one another. And if you're with me and you want an added balance challenge here, we're gonna do a gentle twist, okay? If this doesn't feel right to you, then you don't need to do it. But I'm gonna take my arm closest to my forward leg and I'm gonna open it up. And we're just gonna hold here for about 10 seconds, squeezing everything in towards the midline. You can even add a little twist of your neck if you'd like. And try to balance here. Make sure you have something nearby that you can hold on to, just in case you lose your balance. And then we're gonna come back to center, relax the arms down, step back, and now we're gonna take a big step forward with your other foot, and we're gonna rock forward and back. Lifting the back heel as you shift weight forward, lifting those front toes as high as you can when you shift your weight back. Going back and forth here, challenging your balance by narrowing your stance if you want, and always having something to hold on to close by. Warming up those ankles. Couple more here, you're doing great. You can go nice and slow or pick up the pace a little if you want. And now we're gonna come to center, both feet flat on the floor, hips pointing forward, square to the front. Arms out in front of you, palms facing one another. Squeeze your glutes, tighten your core, and if you're with me, we're gonna do a gentle twist towards the front leg, bringing one arm back, and then twisting the neck a little if you'd like. Squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, make sure your core muscles are engaged to give you stability, and hold here. Try to keep your spine elongated. I don't want any bending. And then come back to center. Relax those arms down. Bring that foot back. Now we're going to work a little bit on some pelvic tucks. So I'm gonna face sideways so you can see the peripheral view. You can have a counter or a chair if you like. You're gonna have your feet about as wide as your hips. I want you to bend your knees slightly. That's gonna give you a little more hip mobility. And you're going to start by arching your spine, and then you're gonna tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, and tuck your pelvis. Okay, so we're gonna arch the spine, lift the tailbone, and then we're gonna curve the tailbone under as you tuck your pelvis. Okay, here we go, and exhale, tuck the pelvis under, squeeze the core. You're gonna feel even your abs engage a little bit during this one. Relax, and then exhale, squeeze the core, tuck the pelvis under. This can help really elongate the vertebrae in your lower back, creating some space there, so it can sometimes help a little bit with low back pain. But you want to really get a feel for the angle of your pelvis when you're moving, because that has so much to do with your alignment, and it's a really great exercise to work on. You can do easily in the comfort of your own home. We're just gonna do two more here. Squeeze and tuck and curl and arch, and then one more. Squeeze, tuck, curl, and then come back to neutral. And I want you to bend your knees an inch deeper if you can. And if you're with me and you want to challenge your balance, I want you to take both your arms straight out in front of you and hold here in this chair pose. Now from here, if you want more of a challenge, we are going to do some gentle twists. You don't have to do these if your spine doesn't allow, or if you don't feel like your balance will allow it. But if you're with me, we're gonna open one arm, twist to one side, and then come back to center. Inhale, exhale, twist to the other side, and back to center. Good. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, back to center. Keep that nice long posture if you can. Go at your own pace, and you don't need to do anything you don't feel comfortable with. Here's 5. We'll do 5 more just like that. You're doing great. Open up to the other side. You can always hold on to the chair if you like. Come back to center. Open. Good. Two more. Last one. Come back to center. You can Straighten your legs, take a little break. We're going to do some posterior lunges next. So you may want to hold on to a chair or a counter. I'm going to put my fingertips on the back of this chair. And you're going to shift all your weight into one leg. Then you're going to take a really big, long step back with your other one. You're going to bend both knees, then come up, and then come all the way back forward. Okay, so take a big step back with your opposite leg. Bend those knees and try to keep a nice upright posture. Straighten the back leg, and then come forward. All right, let's take a big step back. We're alternating legs here into a lunge, and we're gonna do a double lunge. Straighten the back leg, come forward, nice and slow, shifting the weight here. Step back into a lunge, bend both knees, straighten your back leg, come back forward. This is number 5. Bend, straighten the back leg, and come forward, halfway done. Six. Here's 7. Here's 8. 9. Last one. And 10. Great job. Now, a little trick that I use to help people find their alignment is using a wall as a measuring tool. So I have this wall right behind me. I'm just going to back all the way up. My feet are going to be a few inches away from the wall, and I'm just going to lean back and see if I can get my hips to be pointing straight ahead, not crooked in any way. And then I'm going to try to pull my shoulders back. And now the tricky part is pulling those ears back. When you're thinking about good posture, you think about alignment. You want, ideally, your joints to be stacked. What does that mean? So when you look at someone who's standing perfectly straight, you'll notice that typically the knees are just above the ankles, the hips are just above the knees and ankles, the shoulders sit right above the hips, and the ears, which tend to be pushed forward, we've got to bring those ears back so that they're in line with the shoulders. So with that in mind, I want you to stand up against any wall, bring your hips back to the wall, try to bring your shoulders back as best as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then see if you can work towards getting the back of your head to touch the wall. Now, most people cheat and they'll start to tip their chin upwards and tilt their head back. That's not good alignment, not good posture. So keep your chin down, pull the back of your head as far as you can back towards the wall. Most people aren't going to be able to touch the wall, but it's a great exercise just to work towards that. If you can work on tucking your chin, pulling those ears back in alignment, elongating your spine, and trying to keep everything in good alignment. Now I'm going to have you walk your feet forward a few inches. Okay, and we're going to come into our final exercise here, which I like to call an air bench. So you're going to keep, if you can, your hips and your shoulders pressing up against the wall. Keep your ears back. Find a 60-degree angle at your knees so you don't have to be, your hips can be a little bit higher than the knees. And then from here, I'm going to try to keep everything in good alignment. Weight is in my heels, so my toes are free to tap and be lightweight. And then I'm gonna add the challenge of holding my arms out in front of me. Now, even though my arms are out in front of me, I'm not pulling my shoulders forward. My shoulders are staying back, just like that first exercise we did with scapular retraction. And we're just gonna hold this for 1 minute. Now, if you could do this exercise every day for 1 minute or longer, if you want to challenge yourself even more, this is such a good way to strengthen your posture, your legs. It'll help you more and more with your mobility and your ability to stand up nice and straight. And just pay attention to what your joints are doing here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try to get everything in as good alignment as you're able. We're almost finished with this exercise. Let's just hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax your arms down. Now start to walk your feet back so they're underneath you. Stand up nice and tall and try to go about the rest of your day pretending you have that wall behind you so that you can work on that nice upright posture, joints stacked atop one of another. And hopefully after this exercise, you're feeling an inch taller than you did before starting. Thank you so much for being here. You're doing great work and consistency is key. So keep at it and I'll see you here next time.